Back to the channel. I'm the GCSE science teacher. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Newton's laws of motion. If you do find this video helpful and you'd like to hear more about different topics in physics and just science in general at GCSE, please do join our community by subscribing, like the video so I know you enjoyed it, and also share it with someone else you think would also benefit from learning more. Let's get started then. So Newton's laws of motion basically tell us how forces and objects interact with the world around them and what kind of happens in a general sense. However, in the quantum realm, Newton's laws don't really apply, but if you'd like to learn more about that, I'll link some information, as I always do, for extra reading in the description box. However, what is it you need to know for GCSE? Well, Newton's first law of motion tells us if an object is at rest and the forces acting on it are balanced, the object will remain at rest. So if you don't touch it, if you don't move it, if you don't do anything to it, it will stay exactly as it is. However, as soon as you apply a force to that object, the forces are no longer balanced and the object will move. And therefore, if the object is originally moving in the first place, it will continue to move at that same rate, that steady rate of speed in a straight line. It will take another force to stop it from moving. So you can see it in this example of a football. If you leave it on the floor, it will not move at all. However, if you kick it, it will move because the forces applied are now unbalanced. Newton's second law tells us when the forces acting on an object are unbalanced, the object begins to accelerate. And we can use this information and put it into an equation. So force is equal to the mass of an object times the acceleration, or F equals ma. Remember your units. In the case of acceleration, it's meters per second squared, not to be mistaken with speed, which is meters per second. Just be aware that you could be expected to rearrange this equation and calculate either force, mass, or acceleration. Remember as well, force is measured in newtons and mass is measured in kilograms usually, although mass you may be given in grams and you could be expected to actually convert that unit. Newton's final law, which is called Newton's third law, is if an object A exerts a force on object B, then both of these objects will exert an equal but opposite force on each other. So if you were to push a box, that box is exerting also the same force you're applying on it to you in the opposite direction. And this kind of links with Newton's first law. So if we go back to the analogy of the ball resting until you kick it, the ball will rest because there are actually two forces currently acting on it. So the force of gravity acting downwards, but the force of reaction force acting upwards, that is equal and opposite and balanced. So that's why the ball won't fall through the earth or through the ground, because there are forces which balance it to stop it doing that. However, in the case of Newton's third law, you can see that actually the force you apply is also experienced on yourself, but in the opposite direction. And that is the last bit of this video. And that's it from me today. I've been the GCSE science teacher and you have been curious. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by giving it a big thumbs up and share it so no one else misses out on this key content for GCSE revision. If you would like to, please click the subscription button so you can be part of our amazing community here on YouTube. And if you want to check out my other videos, I've linked them for you. You can also find more revision content on my Instagram and TikTok. All of it is at the GCSE science teacher. In the meantime, have a great day. Take care.